evening, Chip and Company fans. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the prom. That should be playing as we're doing the prom. Like, that's our last prom dance going on.
I like our
love that
podcast intro. I like our podcast intro better.
Our podcast intro just ends so abruptly. I'm like, go. No, wait.
But
no.
I'm like bobbing my head the whole time.
Me too. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me tonight on Disney News and Review, returning as always, recently returned from Disney World, the man, the myth, the legend, the softball coach this time of year. The reason we have a platform, Mr. Chip Confer. Chip, how you doing tonight, my friend?
Good. How are you?
I'm amazing, man. I'm coming.
I like your background.
Thank you. It's downtown Davenport.
Is it?
Yeah, I couldn't get over to Disney World tonight, so I need a green screen. I think that's what we're getting to is yes. So I can change wherever I'm at and just always be home.
Yeah, I'm in the toilet right now. Well,
anyway, coming to us in our top right corner, top left corner over here. Where are you? Ladies and gentlemen, my friend from the Dislife podcast, from This Dislife, the man I call when I am overexcited at the parks, Mr. Marc Valentine. Marc, thank you so much for doing this tonight.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for having me on the show. It is an honor to be talking Disney with you guys and sharing in your love of Disney, equally as enthusiastic as you always, Greg.
Thank you, sir. You know, all I do is just point and click, and then I let Chip and Kaitlyn do all the talking. So I just look good while I do it. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so just so everybody knows, we have been off for about 3 weeks. We have done what? Star Wars media, then we had more media last week, and then media the week before. So it's been a very busy. Chip, you were down here, so we couldn't record while we were doing that. We just happened to have to take time off because schedules got busy. But you're going to find us every week. We're going to be back here, whether it's pre-recorded or whether it's live, it will be here. Marc, my friend, Mr. Marc Valentine, will be filling in for Kaitlyn, who is working very hard lately and is the hardest working entertainment correspondent I know. She'll actually be in tonight, but when Kaitlyn can't make it for the night, Mr. Marc Valentine will be our special guest then. So excellent. Let's get right into it. We got a lot to go through. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see a timer that's going to pop up on the screen. If I'm running late, it's going to pop up. If I'm running really late, it's going to send the cops after me. So I don't know what's going to happen. So let's see how this timer works out tonight. Let's go around Disney news in the parks. The first thing we're going to talk about, let's start at Magic Kingdom, guys. What a better place to start at. So first thing, Marc, you're going to be put on the hot seat right now. The first thing we're going to talk about is a friend of ours, Mr. Kirk LaVecchia from Walrus Carp, rode the People Mover a record amount of times. What do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, so we're really proud. Kirk and I are we're very close. We're very proud of what Walrus Carp is doing and the Pocket Fam over there. For those of you who don't know, the Pocket Fam are quite literally the family that Kirk has grown over on TikTok. The reason they're called the Pocket Fam is occasionally when he's going through security and other interesting areas, he will, without taking the stream down, put the viewers into his pocket and they will hang tight until he can go live again. But Kirk had this amazing idea. He did the research. The previous record was 22 consecutive laps on the People Mover, 28 in total. And he had set a goal that day for 30. And when he hit 30, he said at that point, I'm just going to go for it. If you know Kirk, you know that he goes big or he goes home. And while he had the record already in his pocket, then it just became time to completely and totally smash it. It was inspirational to watch him do this. And as crazy as this sounds, just riding the People Mover, having all of these gems of wisdom. Let me give you some of the facts. He did 66 total laps, which was a world record.
That's
total
impressive.
time, 14 hours and 24 minutes consecutive. Did not get off of the People Mover. No bathroom breaks. Total miles, check this out, guys. 68.55 miles on the People Mover, which is 361,941 feet. First ride was at 9 a.m. The last ride was at 11:06, and he unloaded from that 11:24. There were 32 stoppages along the way, 3 guests, 8 social media guests that you guys joined him for a while. Greg and Holly joined for a little while. There was actually one freak stop due to an incursion. The kids jumped off the people mover. Kirk thought that was it, by the way. He thought that was going to be the end of the run, but thankfully they didn't exit him. He continued the run towards greatness. And as the best fun fact that I love that Greg shared, there were 15 high chews eaten along the way. So,
so let's put this in perspective, just so people are aware. He did ask the cast members every single time he went around at the unloading or loading dock if he could ride again, which I thought was very important.
Yes.
He was very respectful of other riders, so he didn't affect anybody else's day. This was done all in fun. So congratulations. That is such a cool record. Chip,
how do you not go to the bathroom for 14 hours?
I know, right?
I'm skipping over that one because I don't even want to get into that discussion right now. I'm just not having it.
I've got to go to the bathroom right now. So
I'm 5 minutes into recording and I'm already going, should I have gone? So, Chip, if you had to do something like this, if you had to ride one ride to try and do a record on over at Walt Disney World Resorts, what is the ride for you?
I would probably go with, Space Mountain, so I can like dislocate my back and my neck and everything, and then have to get carried out on a stretcher, maybe.
That's accurate.
Why did I know that answer was coming from you, Marc?
I could say something from our podcast.
No, that we're not doing that on Disney News Live. We're trying to stay on target. Stay on target. Marc, if you had a chance to do that, what would be the one?
Can I pick a show?
Yeah.
So right behind me, right here, I would do the Enchanted Tiki Room. I would stay in the Enchanted Tiki Room all day, every day, and hang out with the birdies.
Those seats aren't comfortable, though.
They're not. But
you could lay down. You could spread out. You could, yeah.
You could lay down on the people mover too.
Yeah.
The Carousel of Progress would probably be it for me because those are comfortable seats.
You said ride. You didn't say show. If I would have
attraction, ride, anyway.
If I had to do ride, I would probably go with Big Thunder Mountain for all day.
I think I want to try and do It's a Small World to see if my sanity would come out of there intact. Because, man, I think I would have the greatest, like by ride 34, I would be bouncing off the walls and everybody would just be like, you got to watch this guy lose his mind live. Anyway.
Well, we're way past the timer. So.
All right. Where's the timer at, Chip? Come on.
I let it go because Marc was talking.
Dude, get me out.
Marc's just gonna be like, new guy syndrome.
I want him to come back again. I don't want to kick him, tick him off. So.
Yeah, just take me right off, man. It's all
That's
good.
Okay. We'll add 2 articles to one later and make up for it. Okay, let's go over to Disney weddings. There's an amazing Disney wedding video that was shared on TikTok the other day, and I actually think we have the video of this couple. It was a guest of honor for this couple who got married, and they were able to buy out Magic Kingdom for the evening and have a wonderful, here we go. Here's the video.
What is happening right now?
Come on, y'all, bring it to that camera. He knows what's up.
That beat.
Can I just say something? They were serving hot dogs.
Yes, they were.
You know what? If you have spent that much money, I'm serving you hot dogs. I don't care. I'm in Magic Kingdom. They're Magic Kingdom hot dogs. They're the best hot dogs of all time. Marc, what do you think about that? Like, I thought that was excellent.
I'm so happy for them. But Greg, the next time that happens, give me a call. I have 2 name tags. One says Seamus O'Toole, and I'll lend you the Bobby O'Shea one. We can crash.
Oh, there's a deep dive on that one. I wonder how many people got that. We're at 250. Oh, what is up with this timer that's just popping up? This is just going to be one of those shows we're just rolling with it. So,
Yeah.
Chip, would you ever rent out Disney's Magic Kingdom for a wedding?
Well, I mean, no.
Yeah, I'm with you. Anyway, moving on.
You got to wonder how much that costs. That costs a lot of money to rent out the Magic Kingdom.
Only if I can get hot dogs would I do that. That's
Yeah.
the only way.
So I'm wondering if they rented out the whole. I mean, obviously, you see them on Space Mountain, you see them on a few other things. They must have rented out the whole Magic Kingdom, which is a pretty penny. So good for them. Look, if I had the money, if I had the means, I would 100% do that once in my life. Absolutely. And I would serve hot dogs, and I would try and get one of the guys from Casey's there to just start singing to me. And I'd have the piano player out, and I'd have the guy dropping the beat. I'm just jealous of the guy dropping the beat.
Well, if you had
Nobody
the money,
moved.
I would want to rent out the whole place and just have it to myself, like that South Park episode.
I would not have all those people. Like, they had a lot of people there, so
Yeah.
a lot of friends. Good for them. Seriously, yeah. All right, moving on. Dapper Dans are back on Main Street. Just the sign of the times. Things moving on. I think that's fine. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
We'll go with you, Mark.
Feels good to be getting back to normal. As a fan of barbershop in general, it's nice to see that they are resuming their normal operation.
Which I'm going to interrupt real quick. And Mark,
7, and then that was the picture I sent was from my teacher days. The conductor who was retiring that year pulled together the barbershop for one final number for his retirement. But I
one
sent
last tour. We got to do the reunion tour.
Where's the picture? Is it on your phone?
Yes, it is
I
on my
texted it.
phone.
Yeah, I texted it to his phone.
And I'm using my phone, so I will send that to you later. We'll put it up on Instagram. We'll shout out Mark on that.
Yeah,
let's finish up with Magic Kingdom. Disney had a little bit of a problem this week going on over there. They did have a Texas high school marching band and Majorettes were over there, and they had to issue a statement on what had happened. Apparently, the Majorettes in the Texas high school wore Indian dress, were Indian garb. At one point in this chant, they were saying, "Scalp 'em, Indians, scalp 'em." Let's not get too deep on this one, but I do want to say a few things because I like to make sure that we're accurate and we are truthful on how we report this. This is not opinions. So here's some of the facts. First off, the person who made the original complaint lives 2,000 miles away, and she has been an activist for many, many years for Native American rights. This kind of has been happening for 8 years. This school has performed in the past. It just seems like this time the video got out and the person made the complaint. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. And you notice I'm not even throwing to Marc or Chip here because everybody's going to plead the fifth because that's what we have to do sometimes doing news. Look, it's a new day and age, and Disney has to think differently. They have to think globally. They have to be non-offending to everybody. That's just the way it is. I know a lot of people are, oh, you just don't want to offend anybody. Yeah, that's the world we live in. Just don't offend anybody. Show some respect to every person out there, whether you think they'll be offended or not. We're not advocating, we're not going against it, but what we are saying is Disney needs to be in check on some of this stuff. And yeah, they're going to issue a statement and they're going to back up the people who have already complained, and they're going to be as politically correct as possible because they are a global corporation. That's all I can say about that. So,
you know, we should bring Kaitlyn in and see what she has to say about this.
It's Kaitlyn.
Hi.
My favorite entertainment reporter in the world. I love you, Kaitlyn. Thank you for joining us. You are amazing. I've missed you. Kaitlyn Hogenkamp, how are you doing
I miss
tonight?
you guys too. I'm fighting a sinus infection, but I'm here.
That's great. Hey, look, let's do some introductions. Marc Valentine, Kaitlyn Hogenkamp. Kaitlyn Hogenkamp, Marc Valentine.
Kaitlyn, nice to be in the same studio as you. Watching you guys every single week. You are amazing. I love the depth and breadth that you give to the new show. So it's nice to finally meet you.
Well,
Caitlyn
thanks.
is
Very
the
nice to meet
most
you guys too.
knowledgeable.
Yes. I agree.
Anyway,
I appreciate
let's
it.
keep
Thank you,
moving.
guys.
Let's keep moving because Caitlyn, we got a lot to talk about with you. I'm just happy to see you. Come on, Caitlyn. How you been?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, had some major life changes lately. So that's been fun to navigate, but you know what? The nice part is I can still come back here and I get to experience a little magic. So
and we get to experience with you. Just so everybody knows, Kaitlyn is our entertainment writer for Chip and Company, and she does like 3 articles a night, and she is on top of everything that has to do with entertainment. Not only that, but her depth of knowledge, the names that she can remember, how they interconnect, makes her, in my mind, a genius. Not only that, I just like talking with Kaitlyn because she's just fun to be around. So,
oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. Let's get on because Marc only has a few more minutes before he's got to get out of here. So we're going to try and get through some of this park stuff. And then, Kaitlyn, we got a lot to discuss with you. It's been a while.
It has. We got a lot to catch up on.
A lot. Let's head on over to Epcot real quick. We're going to lead off with Starbucks is moving to their permanent home over at their Creations Cafe, which is the new quick service restaurant area in Epcot, which is across from Creations shop. And then we also got from Zach Ridley, who happens to be my man crush over there, the Imagineer. He's just amazing. The stuff he's doing over there. Anyway. Zach Ridley, my man crush over there, gave us an inside look at Creations Cafe also. Marc, it can't be too much longer, can it?
No, I mean, if they're at this point and they're starting to not only tease the new location with images, but tease that one of the biggest draws of that part of the park is the temporary Starbucks location. So if they're already floating that out there, that will be closing, surely it cannot be long before that area of the park is going to be reimagined. We know that Cosmic Rewind is right around the corner. That area of the park is really starting to coalesce. So if they're starting to go out and leak this kind of information, if I had to guess, and we have nothing to, substantiate this, I would probably, if I had to put a timetable, it's probably months at this point. It's probably months away.
Maybe it's a May opening.
Yeah.
Right with Guardians.
Good point on that, Chip. That is a very good point. So again, we're not spreading rumors, but the people who've been around for a while are saying that. Okay. Kaitlyn, when are you coming down again?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. When are you coming down again?
Okay.
Are you going to be able to get in here for
when am I
Creation
coming
Shop
down again?
and Guardians?
Well, I would love to do that as soon as possible. I think the earliest that we're going to be down is potentially in, unfortunately, I think October at this point. We're gonna I think the plan is potentially to come down in October because me and my best friend / maid of honor, our birthdays are exactly 1 year apart, and she's turning 30 next month, and I turn 30 next April. And so October is the halfway point for both of us to celebrate our 30th birthdays. So I think that's the plan. Is we're gonna
That's pretty cool.
Just have a
That's
blast,
awesome.
Tour the world. Yeah.
So everything will be open by the time you get down here, which will be wonderful. Let's see. Spike the Bee, the scavenger hunt going on over Epcot. The rewards finally came in. I don't know if you guys originally saw, they were giving out the rewards still from Festival of the Holidays. It was still an Olaf plate from Christmas. Now it is, there is a Figment, Orange Bird, Mickey, and Spike the Bee, and they look like they're sandwich boxes. Look, you pay whatever the price is. What is that, $11.99 or something for the scavenger hunt?
$9.99, yeah.
Yeah, the scavenger hunt is fun. You can find Spike the Bee all throughout the gardens, and there's some hidden spots that he's in. But he's cute.
But that's big enough for a sandwich?
Well, if you cut off the crust.
Cut off the crust, yeah.
We'll treat it like we're all kids and just cut off the crust. Anyway, March 24th. Europe is let's try that again. March 24th. I am so tongue-tied all of a sudden.
He's thinking about
Gelateria
gelato.
Toscano. That's what it is, man. I had an amazing media event over there the other day, Chip. Thank you so much for sending me over. Because originally you were supposed to do this while you were down here. On March 24th is considered European Artisanal Gelato Day. That is not easy to say. Thank you very much.
No.
So at Gelateria Toscano, they had us out and we got to try some of their sorbets, some of the different drinks they have, some of the champagne, some of the peach drink. Look, there's a lot of names that I will just hack and mispronounce, so I'm not going to do that out of respect for them because my tongue will get tied on this. So, guys, if you are over in Epcot on Thursday, that's either today or in a few days, depending on when you're watching this, March 24th, European Artisanal Gelato Day. You'll see a lot of that stuff coming up on our Instagram, and we'll probably be over there again. Simply amazing. They have the whole shop is open. We love them. Moving on.
You didn't die, so you must not have had.
Did not die. Mark, you're near New York City. You must have some good gelato up there.
I am. So I'm gonna have to celebrate up here, like a virtual run. I'm gonna have to do the virtual gelato tour that day. I'm gonna head over to Port Jervis. We have an outstanding gelateria over at Gio's, and I'm gonna order my favorite, which is the pistachio gelato.
I mean, that's the original right there.
Right there. When in Rome.
You just dropped that mic on me so hard. Like, why didn't you tell me this beforehand so I could have like pumped this up a whole lot more?
I will come and fly up. I will fly you up. We can enjoy pistachio gelato together. Come on up.
Oh.
Would you guys share one, like Lady and Tramp style?
Yeah.
Yes. We will two spoon it and I will feed it and we'll do the big hand around each other. We're doing it. And we'll have pizza afterwards because I need real pizza.
Who's the big spoon in that one?
Yeah. I'll just get
always the little spoon.
In the mandolin, and it'll be complete. We'll have someone play the mandolin in the background. It'll be romantic.
Animal Kingdom. The baby rhinos are back over at Animal Kingdom. Or sorry, not the baby rhinos are back. They are actually out in the safari for the first time. Man,
look at those cuties.
Are so cute.
So cute.
Just cute. Yeah.
We got a video.
Safari. What's your favorite? We're going to skip the video on that one because we're running out of time on that. Yeah. So
we're at 22 minutes. We're good. You not want to watch the baby rhinos?
It's the baby rhino. Go to our Instagram, people, and our YouTube, and watch the baby rhinos. Please, we could use the view count. That's all I'm saying.
They are very, very cute.
They are. Around the resorts, they are really cute, aren't they? Like I could sit around and talk about the safari the whole time.
Look how cute that guy is. Okay, there you go.
Now I'm just going to hold it here for a while. I'm just going to hold it. Holding.
Okay.
There's a producer somewhere just getting really angry. Anyway.
Moving on.
There we go. There's the video.
Oh, see? Oh, look. It's a rhino being a rhino. Anyway, okay.
You don't like the audio I added to that too? I mean, that's high production value.
I feel like I'd be totally fine just chilling. I know it probably drives the cast members crazy, but chilling on the trucks and seeing those little cuties like stuck in the middle of the road, just kind of like, hi, I don't know what to do. They're so cute.
We were trying to figure out how to do the safari, the after hours event or the safari event that you can pay for. One of these days, we're going to get over and do that so we can go hang out with the rhinos and the giraffe and all the other large animals over there. Yeah, let's keep this on track. Grand Floridian. Because I can talk about, see, I'm back to the animals again. Like, man, I really want to go see those. I'm actually going to go over to Animal Kingdom tomorrow night and see if I can get on the safari real quick just to take. I'll send pictures.
Best time is at sunset. That's usually when they're the most active. The lions are active. It's great.
How about those baby rhinos? Those baby rhinos.
Wild Africa Trek is the name of the one.
Wild Africa Trek. Thank you.
Just warming up the counter right now on you, Greg.
That's great.
He's got the counter warmed up.
Yeah. Grand Floridian. Okay, over at the Grand Floridian, just a few more things for the Disney park news because I know Marc has to get out of here tonight. He's got a business meeting.
I do.
The Cottage Cafe opened up inside of the Grand Floridian. in case you're wondering what the Cottage Cafe is, it is a store that's just like the gingerbread house they have over there. It sells the same type of merchandise. So instead of trees and house gingerbread pieces, they're selling Easter stuff. They have different cupcakes. They have different eggs over there that you can break open their white chocolate and have like 1 or 2 jelly beans in them. It's the first time they've ever opened up the Cottage Cafe. So it was established in 2022. It looks like it's going to be a yearly thing, including they put around 30 to 35 Easter eggs made out of chocolate around there. One of them being the Cinderella 50th anniversary, which comes with the 50th anniversary license plate. It is stunning. If you can, go to our Instagram or check out chipandco.com and check out this article just to see the pictures of this. We got to see the chocolatiers and the chefs that were involved in making this. Simply beautiful. They have the eggs are now out with
now, Greg,
many
you
different.
did confirm that wouldn't fit in the back of your car, right?
I actually tried to hitch it to the back of my car, and apparently the wheels are really small. Apparently the wheels are under those big white wooden ones don't roll. If you guys got a chance to see the eggs over there,
they look amazing.
Yeah. What is your favorite egg that you guys have seen over there? Because I have my favorites. I want to hear. Mark, what is your favorite egg?
The Figment Spaceship Earth. The Luca is a close second, though. I'm a sucker for Luca, but the Spaceship Earth with Figment on top.
Yep.
That is something spectacular. Chip. There it is right there. Look at that.
Do you have a favorite one over there?
I'm a little partial with the Marvel one just because I love how it does have like that classic comic book style on it. But I do say, I believe there's a Rhino one as well that was just, the one that's kind of cut out and it's got the 3D effect to it. That's just, I mean, the artistry that has to go into that and the thought. You're literally starting from the back and moving forward in the image. It's a lot like the framework from the original movies and stuff like that. So from an artist standpoint, I think that's just incredible.
So with you on that. Chip, what's your favorite?
I like my eggs scrambled with cheese and ketchup.
That's Floridian Cafe.
The Mickey waffle with the Mickey waffle on the side.
I actually like that Baby Yoda one. That thing was so creepy.
I don't know why they didn't.
It was creepy. I saw it live. It was creepy.
I think they could have put it on its side. It might have been a little less. I don't know. Maybe gravity got to it a little bit.
It's his eyes.
I mean,
yeah, the Treasure Planet was my favorite. Treasure Planet or Spaceship Earth. Real quick, just to mention something on that was some of these eggs were actually developed. This was supposed to happen in 2020, but because of the pandemic situation, it ended up shutting down, and they could not do that for that year. So some of the eggs were actually the Chippendale one were created 2 years ago and then deep frozen. Some of these were made during the past few years. And they just kept them, and that's why there's so many this year. You will not see this many out again in the following years, but that's the reason why there's so many this year. They were held off from 2020. When this was originally supposed to come, it was supposed to be a big secret that came out. Other than that, we have
this one here, Victoria and Albert's. We'll do the TikTok with Kaitlyn because I know Mark has to go.
Okay. That's a good producer. Thanks, Mark. I mean, Chip. In final news, over in the Grand Floridian and in Walt Disney World, Victoria and Albert's has announced their reopening, and it's coming this summer. It's just one more major restaurant that is reopening. It's just one more major thing. Mark, have you ever gotten a chance to go over to Victoria and Albert's?
I haven't. It's one of 2 locations I have yet to dine. The other is Takumite over in Japan. But it's a bucket list item for both my wife and I.
But not Takumite.
No, not Takumite. Linda will not do Takumite. But fun fact about it, it's gotten a lot of awards. It should get a Michelin star, but unfortunately, the only U.S. cities that get that kind of consideration are New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. So Michelin Guide, get in Orlando, give these chefs their deserved Michelin star. Let's go.
Kaitlyn, have you ever done Victoria Albert's?
The luckiest I've gotten at Disney World when it comes to like the fine dining is probably Yachtsman.
Still good. Still great. Great choice.
Yachtsman was amazing. That was an excellent anniversary choice for dinner, and I highly recommend it. So it was great. You get to choose your own meat as you walk in. You get the ticket and all that jazz, and it melts in your mouth. It was fantastic. So, but no, I have not done Victoria Albert's. That is definitely on my list, though.
All right, and finally, Chip, you had to have eaten here. At some point, they have to have done like, hey, could you come down and cover this for media?
No media, but I did walk in to try to use the bathroom at one time, but they sent me right back out again.
Did you not have a suit and tie on?
Steps to the right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Marc. I know you have to get out of here. I just wanted to rush through that real quick and talk to you. Marc Valentine, where could people get you? I mean, you know what? How about I do this? This Dislife podcast. They can get you at This Dislife on YouTube. Go on. Give me your TikTok and everything else.
Yeah. So the best place to go for everything audio podcast is thisdislifepodcast.com. I don't care what directory you listen to podcasts on. That's the one-stop shop for everything that's audio. Our YouTube is very simply just This Dislife. On Monday, we use you guys. You're our official news source. We report the news as it's presented by Chip & Co. We love having a relationship with you guys. And that's Dwayne and myself that sit on Monday night at 7:30 p.m. We can't do it tonight because I have a little bit of a business thing that I'm the vice president of our communities association, and I got to get over to that meeting. But every Monday we talk news. We just love Disney. We're two guys who absolutely love Disney. We fan out over Disney. And I love, like, Greg's the guy that will call me and will completely geek out and wig out on something. And he knows on the other end of that phone, I will return that in tone and tenor. I will be just as excited as he is. So
does your voice go up an octave like Greg's does?
It does sometimes too.
Okay.
Dwayne, his partner over there, and I want to make sure I mention Dwayne Willie. He is such an amazing man. Dwayne and I get along on many levels, and Dwayne's voice will go up 2 octaves. So it's not just me who has this fascination with seeing Disney and Disney characters. So Marc Valentine, thank you so much for going through the Disney park news. We will talk to you later. Have an amazing night, my friend.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Marc.
Hi, Marc. Thanks.
Kaitlyn.
Hi.
How are you?
It's
so nice to see you.
I know. It's been so long. It's been too long, honestly.
It's been too long. I need these nights of once a week just sitting down and talking the news, especially because when you explain it in a way that I understand it.
Well, I try to make it as crystal clear as possible. I know sometimes, depending on the news that goes out, some things get a little construed. We try to be as accurate as possible with this stuff. So, I have noticed sometimes we'll get some comments. Sometimes it's like, well, that's not all. This is like, okay, but some of that information is either not pertinent or that's just hearsay. So we do try to be as accurate as possible. Especially right now, it feels like left and right. We're just getting like one thing after another, which is great, but that's a lot to take in.
Now, Greg, you do know that Kaitlyn, because of her new job, she's working on the weekends now, and then Kevin is filling in during the week.
Kevin is filling in for Kaitlyn during the week. So, guys, you are still going to get the same great coverage. Kevin is an awesome writer who is filling in, doing the entertainment news during the week. For Kaitlyn.
Well, the good news is we do a little bit of correspondent, too, just to make sure that, it's the same kind of language that's being used and everything. We want to make sure that, like I said, it's pretty seamless. And that way, everyone's it just feels like it's Chip & Co. telling you the story. It's not necessarily, just one. But yeah, he's been doing a great job helping to cover for me while I've been balancing, like I said, new big life steps. So
I will say this to jump off of what you just said. I had somebody give us a compliment as a whole, and they said that anytime they read a Chip & Co. article, it feels like they're having a conversation with Chip & Co. It's never about the person who wrote it. It feels like it's coming from the company itself. So whatever you and Kevin are doing on the entertainment, it's working over there. Or over here.
We'll have to keep it up.
All around.
Where am I? I'm sorry.
Why don't you just pat yourself on the back there, Greg?
No, it's all right. Yeah, we're good for it. So I know, we've got a lot going on today that we got to talk about, don't we?
Well, let's start in the entertainment and news. We will start with TikTok. Disney sent over a press release that TikTok has named Disney parks, Walt Disney World, the #1 top tourist destination on TikTok.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Well, for one, there's so many iconic locations that people can go to, and it's that immediate recognition when you see a video, I mean, we kind of joke, I know like some of us that get the different TikToks were like, which park did this take place in? And you can just kind of tell from the backdrop, even if it's really similar. I mean, you do have some of the icons that are, a little more visible, like the castles are a lot easier to tell apart. But, sometimes you see Space Mountain and you're like, wait, how is it on the left-hand side? Because that's how it is at Disney World or Disneyland than it is at Disney World, where it's definitely going to be on the right most of the time. Things like that. So it's kind of fun to figure that out. But yeah, they've been rated a top tourist destination. And I got to say, I mean, I don't think that's just on TikTok. So I don't think.
What a great fun fact you just dropped. Like, why don't you just drop some knowledge next time? Let me pick up that name. Like, that was amazing. I never thought of how Spaceship on Space Mountain, on the left-hand side of Disneyland, on the right at Walt Disney World.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff you could see, or like sometimes like the tables are really similar, but there's like 1 or 2 key differences depending on the park that they're in and stuff like that. And it's kind of a fun game of like, where's Waldo, but it's like, which park.
That was awesome. Okay, so I mean,
learned something tonight.
Of course, it's TikTok. I mean, if you watch the Disney Talk, the Diz Talk, the all these other people, I mean, my algorithm is nothing but Disney on TikTok. So
I do have to say, I was gonna say, I do have to say, one of the things I really love about the Disney Parks TikTok in particular is they're giving you more insight into like the day-to-day activities of the cast members themselves. It's not even just about the attractions. You're actually getting to see like the close-up look at the costumes that, there are details that you don't really catch when you're just enjoying your time and going through the motions. Like, you get to really see like the bellhops, the Tower of Terror, like how intricate their coating is or their hats are. And like, you really get to see, okay, here's how we get the Mickey bars or things like it's really great. Here's how the monorails work. I mean, they don't show you the traffic necessarily, but it's like, hey, here's the different compartments. Here's what this does. And it's a great way to like really get to dive into it without having to go on a tour or having someone show you the parks, which, they still will if you ask, but it's just kind of neat because it's like, even 1,000 miles away, I can still enjoy that kind of stuff that I got to do on like a daily basis. So it's really neat. I like to have it in my feed.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Okay. Let's get on to entertainment news, Disney Plus style. Parental controls recently came to Disney Plus. Along with the Marvel shows that were previously on Netflix. But it appears there's a slight problem that the parental controls are not actually working with the new shows, or they're not finding them. What's going on?
So here's the deal. So when Disney Plus first started, the model was that it was going to be the family-friendly center of entertainment. It was going to be all the nostalgic shows and movies, television shows, short films, things of those nature. As it has progressed and it has morphed, people have been, I hesitate to say the word demanding, because I don't think it's demanding, they want expansion. And so part of that is access to more mature content that isn't necessarily with another label. Not everybody has the Disney bundle. And I think a lot of people forget that, because it's very easy, depending on like the services that you have or the program that you have set up for, Disney bundle being Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. There are some people who are fine with just Hulu, they're fine with just Disney Plus, they are fine with just ESPN Plus. I think the thing is that there are still people who, they want to have the nostalgic films, the nostalgic television, but they also want to have access to content that they are interested in as they are growing up themselves. So I think particularly people my age, maybe people without children, they just want to be able to access all of that in one place. They don't want to have to hop and log in and out, back and forth. They would like to be able to enjoy that. So Disney has kind of been questioning for pretty much since the beginning how, subscribers would rate or deal with mature content on the program. One of the really nice things is that they're listening. I know that seems counterintuitive, but they are. The data must be showing them somewhere that people are in general okay with this, pending those higher parental controls, which we have seen now that those new shows, or not new shows, but the returning series of the different Marvel shows are going to be coming on, and they do feature mature content. It is NSFW, there's language, there's sexual content, there's a lot that's not appropriate, heavy gore and violence. It's not appropriate for children. That is a valid concern. But the parental controls are going to be there to help you control that. So a lot of people, I know for us, I believe it was on the 16th is when Disney ushered in the new rules with the parental controls, and you could not even get into your account without setting up a PIN.
Right. That's happened to us.
They made it, it's a requirement now for all subscribers, and that is to help protect younger viewers from accidentally clicking on that content thinking, oh, this is new, it's Marvel, it must be safe. It's not. It was on Netflix originally for a reason.
It wasn't that bad though.
It's not. No, but and so they've moved it over to Disney Plus. I know something that was a little interesting too is everyone was worried that when it did move to Disney Plus, it was going to be censored, or heavily edited, or adapted kind of thing. So that is not the case. It is 100% the show that it was on Netflix. It's on Disney Plus. So if you think,
so here's a question for you. Not to interrupt you because you're tearing it up. Do people not remember Touchstone Films? Like, nothing for nothing. That was the Disney R-rated theatrical release production company, or distribution company.
I don't think a lot of people really knew Touchstone was Disney, because I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, the original Pirates of the Caribbean was under the Touchstone label, as was Chronicles of Narnia. It was not under the Disney banner because it was that family-friendly orientation that they wanted to go with it. And until those became popular, they weren't even really like synonymous with Disney. It was kind of like later on that they were like, oh yeah, these are films.
Well, I was just the only reason I point that out is because Disney has done R-rated and violence and innuendo and nudity and all this other stuff for many, many years. It's not like they haven't done this and it hasn't been out for 30 years. But anyway,
exactly, and that's why they did it on Netflix. It was somewhere safe at the time where they could put it, and they weren't really worried about it because Netflix was okay with having that, associated with their branding. And I think Disney is getting to the point now where they're trying to reach broader audiences. It's going to mean expansion. It's going to mean uncomfortable topics in film and television. I'm not saying that anyone has to get used to it. That's just where it's going, So it can't be a total shock anymay.
Well, at the end of the day,
about things that, go ahead.
At the end of the day, parents just be parents. Just pay attention to what your kids are watching. If you personally don't think it's acceptable, don't let them watch it. If you think it's acceptable,
that's exactly it.
Let them watch it. You're the parent. You're the one in control. You shouldn't take away what other people may enjoy because you don't want little Johnny or Jimmy or Susie to get offended. Look, just don't have them watch if you're offended. Or have the conversation with them. It's a parent's responsibility to raise our kids properly. And it's not our responsibility to tell Disney what they can and can't do when they've been doing it for so long. But you make amazing points.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I was just going to say, and exactly that, you're uncomfortable with the content that's there. This is not anything new. There have been movies and television like this forever. It may be new to you that it's a little more abruptly Disney. Again, that is something that, as individuals, we have to be able to come to and go, okay, these are the topics I'm okay with having my kids watch and stuff like that. Also, discerning the realism story, because if there is no point of conflict, if there's no resolution, if there's no point where the characters can do anything because you're worried about what your child is going to take out of that, or what your friend or your family's going to take out of that, there's no story. There's no way to share your storytelling, and that takes away the integrity of the characters. It's going to be that complaint of there's nothing original anymore. So, just kind of understand there is going to be a little push, and you don't always have to give. That's not what I'm saying, but understanding that stories have to come from somewhere, and you can't just live in a bubble about it. That's all I got to say.
Speaking of new stories, we're going to lead into more Marvel stuff. Apparently, there is a Daredevil reboot coming. What's going on there? Should I be getting excited?
Coming.
Reportedly.
Reportedly, and I want it to be true so bad.
I mean, he
so
wasn't Spider-Man.
Yeah, we're far enough in from No Way Home to confirm. We've talked about it before. So Charlie Cox was featured in the film as Matt Murdock / well, we didn't get to see Daredevil. Reportedly, there's a deleted scene where we got to see Daredevil, but it didn't happen. That might have been too much. Yeah, so reportedly the series is coming back. Some of the series regulars are very interested in returning, which is a great sign for us fans. They'll keep up that integrity. Officially joining the MCU is going to be great. Seeing how they join the other characters is going to be. I'm fangirling a little bit because I want to see it, but it's going to be really exciting if this is true.
So, Chip, do you like these Marvel shows that have come over from Netflix onto Disney Plus? Are you a Daredevil or Punisher or?
Yeah, I like Daredevil, Punisher, The Defenders. That was good. I mean, I watched all of them. Luke Cage.
I'm stoked that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back too. I've been waiting.
I never saw that one.
Premiere of Disney Plus. Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay. Soapbox.
We just hit the sore spot here. Go ahead, Kaitlyn.
Soapbox. Watch it. But I would say view it in the lens of the multiverse. So as we're getting closer to Doctor Strange and things like that, there are going to be some things pretty much separated from the MCU. Almost, I hate to say it this way. It's basically after the Dark World, Thor: The Dark World, is when like the last real tendrils that interconnect the series with the MCU is where it's at, because then that's where we get some progression of some other storylines that I don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't watched. It's where it kind of diverges. Definitely has ties into Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and things like that, like the earlier MCU movies. But it does kind of stray a little bit and go more into the comic book lore. We get like Madam Hydra, and we get the life model decoys and things like that. They're going to tease the movies. But there's after that point, it's kind of separate story wise. It's totally worth the watch, though. The show is great. Clark Gregg is fantastic. I would love to see him return in some sort of multiverse fashion outside of What If. I was stoked that he was there. But yeah, it's a great series.
Yeah, doesn't appeal to me. It's like Iron Fist. I didn't really care for that one either.
We don't
anyway, before we start fighting about Marvel, because this is how things happen and people get hurt feelings, is you start debating Marvel shows. That's why it's banned in my house. No, I'm kidding. But anyway,
over to Star Wars then.
Yeah, let's move over to Star Wars. We have more Star Wars to talk about.
We have amazing Star Wars news. One of my favorite actors of all time, the man who is in, and I'm just going to list a few: Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Clue, Star Trek 3, Addams Family Values, The Pagemaster, My Favorite Martian, Piranha 3D, Piranha 3 Double D, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Lady in Red, To Be or Not to Be, and we're talking about Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown.
Great
is
Scott.
Apparently going to be in The Mandalorian. How amazing is that?
Again, fangirling again. I grew up, the Back to the Future trilogy is honestly like every time like my family needs just something as a go-to movie, that's it. If I'm not feeling good, I'll sit there, I'll watch the trilogy in a day. And I mean, I know I know
my favorite movie of all time. Back to the Future.
They're amazing. I love that trilogy. And as much as everyone's like, oh, we need Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. to do it, no, leave them alone. They're perfect as they are. Leave them alone. But yeah, I'm so excited. So there's not much that we know about what his role is. They did specify it's a reoccurring guest role. That could mean multiple episodes. It could mean, showing up in one, and very similar to how we've seen some of the other characters show up later on in other seasons or additional episodes. But they're keeping it quiet, and I can't wait to find out what he's playing.
100%. 100%. So, you guys just mentioned Back to the Future. What is your favorite Christopher Lloyd movie, Kaitlyn?
We just told you Back to the Future.
Both of you are Back to the Future?
Back to the Future is probably my favorite. But I do have to say, he recently did a PSA about time travel for the Adam Project on Netflix.
As Doc Brown,
it was pretty good. Well, no, he just kind of does it as like an expert on time. But
Oh.
I mean, even in his prime, I mean, he's just as talented, if not more so, than he was in his prime in his career. He's phenomenal. You get him on the screen, and it's just, you can tell that man loves his job, and you're just like, I hope I have that same kind of energy when I'm his age. Like, you know, it's kind of
so
timeless.
great. Look, I love Back to the Future. It's such a classic role, classic movie. I can watch that anytime. I'm a Who Framed Roger Rabbit guy. Like, at the end of the day,
yeah,
I gotta go with Roger. But anyway,
He was
whatever
probably
way
the
you
first-
pick,
he was
whichever
probably the first
Clue.
villain.
He's so funny in Clue.
I think in Who Framed Roger, he's the first villain on screen that I was terrified by as a kid. Like, I didn't like Maleficent. But he was the one that I was like, that is a bad guy.
That dude went insane, man. Too much dip. Anyway, speaking of returning, another amazing bit of news. Anakin Skywalker is coming back, and he's going to be in Ahsoka, allegedly. So Hayden Christensen may be returning as Anakin Skywalker in the new Disney Plus series, Star Wars series, Ahsoka. What can you give me on that?
So he's confirmed for sure in Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is still I hesitate to get too excited because I don't know if this is just hype because he's going to be in the series, but the theory is that he was also
Variety's pretty.
Yeah, Variety's pretty on top of it. We trust their word 99% of the time. The only time that it's not is if it's something that just blows up, and sometimes people just hop it. But anyway, yeah, so Hayden Christensen, we were stoked to see that he's coming back for Obi-Wan Kenobi. If he's coming back for Ahsoka, I am thrilled. This would obviously be, a later in life portion. It's going to be very, very interesting to see these two interact in live action. They have faced off in the animated series as well. So if you've seen Star Wars Rebels, yeah, it's one of the greatest. That I am no Jedi. I need that. I need Rosario Dawson to say that line. But it'll be. It's just going to be so great because to me, I mean, obviously this means this is going to be a prequel to The Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Or if we're getting Anakin Skywalker, we might be getting a Force ghost. So it could be.
Don't mess with me, Kaitlyn. Don't mess with me. I'm not even going down that path right now.
If we get a Force ghost, though, like, how great would that be? Because, like, we might start getting more great Jedi. We might see the fulfillment of what went on in the sequel films we saw the Force sensitive kids that were interested. Like,
I'm so glad that they made the Star Wars world, the galaxy, just all there, and all the stories are starting to intertwine. And they did like a multiverse. They did a Marvel, and to me, my head is blowing up.
I like when she referenced his dad in the Mandalorian season 3. I mean, the Book of Boba Fett. When she was talking to
Mandalorian 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a lot of Star Wars that we're really looking forward to.
Friend of the family.
We keep fanboying and fangirling out over this. Like, it's going to be amazing.
It's a good time to be a Star Wars fan.
This is the year of Star Wars, baby. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
I don't get that.
Simpsons? No, you don't get that joke?
I didn't watch it.
Wow. Anyway, if you guys know that joke, please leave a like and comment on this. I'm just kidding. Sad news, though. One of the actresses is not returning to Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, Thor Birch. So there was kind of this hope that she was going to be returning. Reportedly, there was a role that was kind of created for her if she wanted to, but it's not happening apparently. And that, I mean, I get it. People move on from projects, or the timing doesn't work out, or you have to cut things for posterity in time. I get it. It is one of those things that's kind of disappointing because you kind of hope to, at the minimum, see like a cameo appearance or someone in the background. And the only reason I can think of that it took it away is that whatever they had in mind just took away too much from the story. So I'm hoping that that's to help keep the integrity of the film. And it's not just to be like, oh, by the way, just here's a cameo. As fun as those are sometimes, we'll see this fall if it's worth it or not. But yeah, Thor will not be featured in the film, unfortunately.
She's not really that busy. I'm looking at her IMDb. She's doing the Wednesday, the Addams Family Netflix series, but other than that, she did some Walking Dead and really not much else. You think she'd jump at the chance to come back and play her character?
I wonder if she'll be involved. I know The Walking Dead just announced a spinoff or two, so we'll see. Maybe she's secretly busy with that. This is not a confirmation. That's just my thought, but maybe we just don't know something that she's got in the pipeline. So we'll see.
Well, would have been nice to see her again.
Agreed.
I'm hot take. I hate Hocus Pocus. Hot take. I know. I'm not, as a Disney fan, I'm like, people are like, oh, like I actually felt like the force collapse somewhere. Somebody just was like, oh, yeah. I am not a Sanderson Sisters fan. I am not a Hocus Pocus. I don't get it. It landed somewhere where I was not watching movies when it came out. So somewhere along the lines, I missed the whole thing. So
I worked at a movie theater in Florida and when Hocus Pocus came out, and I got to watch it all the time.
My wife has given me the stink eye. Like literally, she's like, Okay, let's finish it up on a little bit of controversy, shall we? And we normally try and stay away from this.
Oh, we're the best at that.
Yeah, we're already at that. So I'm trying.
We only have 3 minutes, so
yeah.
That's fine. I think I can sum it up.
So, Pixar staff has cited that Disney is actively removing LGBTQ plus representation in films. One of them being that there was a same-sex kiss in Lightyear that was cut or edited out. Obviously the movie has not come out yet. Kaitlyn, can you give us now, before we go too far, some of this all stems together with how the Imagineers are moving to Florida, the Don't Say Gay bill that DeSantis just signed down in Florida. So all this stuff kind of fits in together. But could you kind of try and give us a better idea of what's going on?
Sure. So there is a lot of overlap. There's a lot of moving parts. The gist of it is, like for one, just addressing the Disney Imagineer move, a lot of cast members and allies of LGBTQ plus cast members are very concerned that this move to Florida is going to send the wrong message to the legislature of things that they don't agree with in this bill. They're afraid that the company's also not doing enough to address it. Bob Chapek, though, we know had released out a letter to cast members. It got made public because it had been shared, but it privately was just like, we understand, you feel that I failed, we failed, that we could have done more. They have said in the coming weeks there would be more follow-up. We haven't seen that yet, to my knowledge. It's been a busy day. I could have missed something today. But we have not, heard anything from Disney. We haven't gotten any formal, statements from them regarding it. From my understanding, the move is still scheduled. So anyone out in Glendale is going to be coming to Lake Nona, Florida, from Glendale, California. They're pushing for that move to be either halted or completely disbanded. Disney has not issued a statement on that. When it comes to Lightyear, the accusation was more of the active removal of overtly, I want to use the terminology correct, so give me just 1 second. Actively censored overtly gay affection. So that would be, kissing, excessive hugging. We saw that there was a lot of uproar during Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. They had, 2 women kiss in other countries. It was censored out because of their laws. The same kind of thing would be expected from Lightyear if that happens. Now, I do want to say that the integrity of that relationship I don't want to spoil anything, so between a primary female character and a character we have not been introduced to yet, the integrity of that relationship was still going to be expressed. It's going to be obvious that they were 2 women in a relationship, but the kiss had been removed, and reportedly by Disney executives vetoing the same. in response to a joint statement that was released by the Pixar staff that were concerned about this active removal of the content that they were creating, they decided to reinstate it. So that scene will be in the upcoming movie. So again, parents, if there is content that you are either uncomfortable with or you need to have conversations with your kids before going to see, please be aware of this. For people that are concerned about being pulled out and being pushed back in, it can look like, catering to the audience kind of thing. The biggest thing that I could say is that whatever your beliefs are, it's okay to voice your opinion, but don't push on other people. So you don't have to go watch Lightyear. You don't. That's coming from a huge Disney fan. You don't have to go see the movie if you don't agree with the themes. But this is stuff that's happening in real life. These are stories about the same kind of people that you walk past every single day. Just be mindful of that when you're going into the theater and before you say something insensitive. These are still people. They still have the same kind of stories. They're just looking to be seen. So, like I said, it's a big kind of song and dance with these companies and what they'll show and what they won't. But it's if you are heavily concerned, reach out to the studios, directly reach out to their customer service, do whatever you need to do in support, or whatever you decide to do, but just
or stay at home, don't watch it.
People talk with their pocketbook at the end of the day. They either you're going to give money or you're not going to give money.
You are more than welcome to do so. You are more than welcome to do so. But
I think you summed that up well, and I will not comment. So I'm going to let you end on that one because that's amazing. It was well put together, well thought out. Kaitlyn, that's why you are amazing. That's
like I
it
said,
for this
we just
week.
want to make sure that you guys are getting the facts. We understand everybody has their own opinion. Everyone has what they think is right or wrong, but just be respectful and understanding.
Well, there are some sites out there that sensationalize this and try to get clicks. So
yes,
we just like to
they'll try to make it a bigger deal than it really is. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, one day when we have a giant studio like they do, not naming any names, and we're all sitting in the same room, we can have a wonderful conversation about this and give our viewpoints and our opinions. Until then, we stick to the news, everybody. So, Kaitlyn, it was really nice seeing you jump on. I'm glad to have you here. This show is not the same without you. I've said that since day one. I could not do this show. Chip and I, we sit there and banter on our podcast, but this way I can, like you, the way you can explain and do all that other stuff. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being
nice
here
having you
tonight.
back.
So nice having you back. I hope the real world is treating you okay.
I'm doing good. It's been a lot, but you know what? I'm doing good. It's been something that I mean, we try to keep it upbeat, we try to keep it positive, but life's been difficult the last few years, so it's been nice that I finally feel like I can catch my breath again. So it's really nice.
That's a positive, and you have an amazing family around you. So you always have those.
I do have a great
blessings
support system.
Yeah. Chip, you're an
right.
amazing host. Thanks for having us here again this week. Let's go with Kaitlyn. Where can everybody get you at? I know you have Instagram. I know you have a small shop that you have. You have the most amazing Bishop shirt that I have to order for my daughter when you're up and doing that. So where can everybody get you?
Up. Yeah.
Is
so it is
Order it.
officially up. It's in my Etsy shop. So for Etsy, if anyone's interested, I do actually hold on, let me find it real fast. I have to move my Stormtrooper helmet. Oh no, I had it here. Where'd it go?
That's a good life. Excuse me, I have to move my Stormtrooper helmet to get out my card.
I literally did. I was like, my Stormtrooper helmet's in the way. Oh no. Hold on, I think I've got it right here.
Next week we're gonna have an interview with the Stormtrooper helmet. We're just gonna put it up on the shelf and see what happens.
Here, hold on, I've got it over here. Sorry guys, I had one ready to go and then it
cookie jar
disappeared.
that you have above you.
Oh, my Spaceship Earth cookie jar?
Yeah, I want that.
Out of nowhere, they just restocked it the other day.
Did they?
Yeah.
So one of my recent ones, for any fans of Atlantis, I have released a crystal necklace that's very similar to Kita's. So if you're interested, those are my shop. I only have a limited number. But yeah, so that's my shop, palette.productions on Instagram. And then on Etsy, it's just Palette Productions US, so like as in United States. So Palette Productions US. On Instagram, you can find me at Kaitlyn Hogenkamp. Yeah, I'm on Twitter at KataVV. I'm not very active on Twitter, though, I'll admit. I need to be more so.
I don't do Twitter at all. So you're okay with that.
I'm just on it for the fun celebrity tweets. I like following along with what they're doing so I can tell you guys what's up. That's how I'll know. Sometimes, like, it was before the pandemic. The Jonas Brothers getting back together. I called it 2 days before it was publicly announced because I was like, wait, all three of them are in London. Why are they in London? There's something going on, you guys. And I literally messaged Chip. I said, like, hey, just an FYI, this would be kind of a big deal, even for Disney fans. If the Jonas Brothers are really getting back together, that's what it looks like. He was like, we'll see. And 2 days later, he messaged me. He's like, oh my God, you were right. So
that's awesome.
It's kind of fun to piece those together and be like, I knew it.
That's why you do this. So again, you guys can also read Kaitlyn and Kevin splitting duties over at chipandco.com. They are doing different, they're tag teaming the entertainment articles that you guys see out. So please make sure you go and check them. That's me. That's a Disney
And please
Fanatics.
feel free to share if there's any content you guys are really interested in. Please feel free to share in the comments of stuff that you're really enjoying or things that you're just kind of like, meh. You know, we do listen to you guys. We want to be able to know.
Absolutely. You can get me at Chip and Co. or at Disney Fanatics. Disney Fanatics is just my personal page with my wife where we're out at the park. Went live for the parade today just to have a little bit of fun.
Your video
I saw you saw Festival of Fantasy today. I'm so jealous.
We did a live the other day on Chip and Co. and had like 600, 500 people watching. It was great. I love interacting with people. Oh, it was so fun.
You just hear me in the background,
like, parade. I do that anyway when I go to the parks. I'm a big softie. Chip, they can get you at every Chip and Co. Chip and Company.
Yeah, I'm around somewhere.
URL. So guys, chipandcompany.com. You can get, please, YouTube's really important to us. In the next few weeks, we're actually going to be starting up a contest to try and get people to go from Facebook over to YouTube to interact more so we can have everybody kind of in one spot. So be on the lookout. Within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be having a contest coming up for everybody to kind of slowly move over to YouTube. And then if you are on the YouTube and you're subscribed and you're in the chat, you may win something. And Chip and I are talking about what you may win right now. But be on the lookout. We're actually going to be giving some stuff away. So for Kaitlyn,
like that cookie jar.
My cookie jar?
Yeah, let's give away your cookie jar.
I'd be like giving away my second figment. Oh, second figment might go. If I get like 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 watchers. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I still want your cookie jar.
Wait, why did it? Yeah. How did that just go that way? That just went sideways really quick.
Well, it's not my figment.
No, your figment's at home.
Yeah, he's behind me somewhere.
And then, look. I have the new sipper cup.
Nice.
That I actually use. A lot of people don't use them. I use my stuff. If I get it, I'm using it.
See, I've got this Marvel at Sea that I got from a media event that I'm using tonight. So,
yeah.
I think the coolest one that has sent me so far was from the opening of Batu and Galaxy's Edge. I got the BB-8 tumbler. He was even saying, he was like, I kind of wish I had kept it, but I've got it right over here, and I've got my little teacup mug. I love this thing so much.
Y'all are showing off like impressive stuff.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna pull out hey.
I do got to show real quick. I'm a little bit of a dork, so I love the ganachery at Disney Springs. So
love it, absolutely love it. Chef Amanda is one of the best people.
I got one of the chocolate bars when I was there for the opening, and I put the 50th anniversary from the chocolate bar in a photo for it because it's so cute. I absolutely love it. But yeah,
that is.
So
one day we'll have to do a hey, what did you get recently at Disney World? We'll have to play that. So, guys, Chip and Co fans, thank you so much for watching tonight. We want to thank Marc Valentine for stepping in. He will be here anytime Kaitlyn cannot be here because Kaitlyn has a real life and a family to take care of. But anyway, for Kaitlyn Hogenkamp, for Chip Comfer, I'm who am I? I am lost. I'm Greg.
It says Greg there.
I've talked
We'll
an
add it
awful
to the
lot
script
today.
next week. It's fine.
I need a sign behind me that says, your name is Greg. Be like, hey, your name's Greg.
All right, Greg, you got the last word.
I get the last word. All
Yeah,
right, the
what's
last word for the night is